life to a staging area for volunteers, hoping they would somehow be useful. This man is a cave explorer.
Anybody who's not a psycho and has a legitimate skill is probably going to be useful eventually.
This man simply brought a shovel.
Listen to me. Send somebody out to lead us in. We're all coming in.
But no volunteers were more persistent than these men, whose union had helped build the World Trade Center.
We built it.
They are all members of the Ironworkers Union, and they carried spud wrenches and acetylene torches.
Yeah, you got 40s up there. Let's go.
They had come from work sites throughout the city, and all of them knew to an inch how tall buildings are put together and how to take them apart.
I'm scared I'll tell you right now. But the fact of the matter is that thousands of our people probably are in there. And how many people could still be alive? I mean, this is what we do.
The World Trade Center was a legendary job among these men, even those who were born after its completion at the beginning of the 1970s.
Stand back, stay as close as you can where you're not in the way.
But for hours, they stood cut off from the rubble, feeling both fierce and helpless because they were not allowed into the rescue area. In the midst of a frustrating afternoon, evidence of why they had not been sent in. Number 7 World Trade Center collapsed.
You guys have been doing this for me all day. Let's just wait a couple minutes. It's not going to make 7 was empty.
Okay, somebody might have been pulled out. Somebody else might have died, but at least we would have had a shot at pulling somebody out who just died.
We don't make those decisions.
Right.
Sooner or later, you're going to come across some gruesome stuff. So,
by the time darkness fell, swarms of other volunteers had gathered with those who had been there since late morning. Finally, the Ironworkers appeared to be on the move. They were trucked to another staging area beneath the Brooklyn Bridge, and they began talking about the fine details of knowing when and how to cut a beam of twisted steel that could snap back like a spring.
If you cut a piece of steel here, okay, you might think that you're safe, but it's under such a strain from everything being twisted and pulled that it might, send you for a ride.
They were held in limbo again, willing to be there as long as it took. 5, then 6, then 7 hours they waited.
We're going to hang out as long as it takes. We built the Trade Center. We built, and we feel like it's a direct hit to us,
At 11:01, the journey in began, and the landscape changed. Through streets filled with dust and ash, past trucks waiting to haul away debris, exhausted police and firemen with dazed looks, into a nightmare set in another world that was named for the center of a nuclear blast, Ground Zero.
The buildings are gone, and that's what gets to you. When you make that one turn and you're actually starting to head uptown, the Trade Center's just not there anymore. Just a facade is standing up, and everything was covered in white, and the soot was just blowing. You couldn't keep your eyes open.
Brushed by a wind that scattered dust and papers through the streets, they went to work. The high towers they had built were now represented by a jagged, angular facade with nothing beyond. One of the ironworkers, Bobby Benish, was in a group that reached a goal they had all sought. As they moved and dug, they found a woman who was alive.
It was a good feeling that we had, and everybody shared that.
Did you even know her name?
No.
Don't matter.
Didn't matter.
Everyone here was in danger. But there is an electric fire in human nature, John Keats said, that continually results in the birth of heroism. Last night and today, and through the long days that will follow, a lot of ordinary people will make those words come true many times. Do you guys feel like heroes for what you did?
No, if we weren't down there, we wouldn't have been where we were supposed to be. That's where we were supposed to be. That's why we got to go back.
Do you guys feel like heroes for what you did?
No, if we weren't down there, we wouldn't have been where we were supposed to be. That's where we were supposed to be. That's why we got to go back.
It's Saturday, October 6, 2001. To date, your tips have led to the capture of 682 fugitives. Tonight on America's Most Wanted, America Fights Back. we're united.
We got calls from every ironworker local in the country wanting to come here and wanting to help.
And we're on a mission.
Let's get this guy.
Absolutely. We'll hunt him down like the dog he is.
It's time we get justice for the victims and their families. Also tonight, these men are getting ready to get on a plane. Are they training to hijack or to help? And she was hiding a terrible secret, and he wanted to make sure it stayed that way.
Now you won't tell anybody.
Will she survive the terrible attack? And will you catch the monster who did this? The answers come tonight on America's Most Wanted, because tonight America's Most Wanted is where America fights back. Now, from New York, John Walsh.
Good evening. We're back here at Ground Zero in New York City, where the hunt for the evil cowards who did this still goes on. And so does the heartbreaking and backbreaking work of searching for the victims. Some people aren't calling this Ground Zero anymore. They're calling it Ground Hero.